alumna de la Señora Neha Goyal, Letoya, Bienvenida, al taller, ni estoy emocionado de aprender más sobre phonics. Thank you, ma'am.
Genial, tú hablas español perfectamente. Qué bien, qué bien. Sigue, carry on. Thank you, Noor. It's lovely to see you. And I'm delighted to be here, part of the workshop. And I started using phonics in 1998 when Jolly Phonics was experimental. And all we had was one handbook and no other resources. So it is amazing how far we have got with Jolly Phonics. And at the time, we were using Jolly Phonics to support special educational needs. And the children were making so much progress that it was decided to use the resources, the program, as the main teaching element within the schools in the UK. So what I can say is that synthetic phonics as a method has really evolved, and Jolly Phonics as a program has really helped teachers and children be able to continue and revise with the learning of the 42 sounds, which are not easy in English. So thank you for having me here today. And after the workshop, maybe we can have some questions and things. So yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. No doubt the Jolly Phonics is really doing wonders, and the way the literacy rate has increased because of Jolly Phonics is tremendous. So I request everyone to have a huge round of applause for Miss Yvonne Delotto and as well as for my little student Noor. That would be a great motivation for her too. Thank you, everyone. And I'm sure you all are ready to have an additional scoop of knowledge of phonics, right? And that's why we are here together. So just let's gear up and let's start. Right? Thank you so much. So I would just remove these spotlights for a couple of minutes. I request everyone once again to kindly turn on the camera, and if you have any doubt, you can definitely put it in the chat box from time to time, and towards the end of the session as well, we will have a query session. So as ma'am has told us that Jolly Phonics, how is it useful? How is it different? So let me start by asking a simple question from you all. When we were kids, how we used to learn the phonics, how we used to read rather. There was no synthetic phonics. There was a lot of rote learning. Our parents used to take a lot of drill and we used to learn through those drills, right? So there was no systematic way of teaching. So I can actually ask you that, can you recollect as to how you started reading text as a child? And I'm quite sure that, I don't know how many of you are aware with the term analytic phonics, but in our times, we were actually using that. So we were learning the words and then we were trying to break them. So there was no systematic way of reading and learning. So with the help of the synthetic phonics and the Jolly Phonics program, we have definitely learned and we have gone a long way. So just 5-7 minutes of basic introduction of phonics, and then we will go to the main topics of the workshop. Great. So see, why phonics? As we have been discussing, it is systematic and sequential. It improves reading and it helps us to learn to decode the letters. Basically, graphemes into phonemes. Now, what is grapheme? What is phoneme? That I would be covering very soon, because one of the major concepts of today's workshop is phoneme grapheme mapping, along with decoding of short vowel sounds. So before that, let me just spend another 2 minutes on helping you to understand what is phonological awareness and what is phonemic awareness. So when we are talking of phonological awareness, See what happens when a child is born, okay, and the child learns to speak. We never introduce any book at that time. We never show them any spellings, nothing. They just catch the sound, the mother tongue, or maybe the sound from the TV, from audio devices, but there's no written representation at that time. So the ability to focus on the sounds of a spoken language rather than the print is your phonological awareness, which is very important to have. When the child knows the basic thing, it is easy for the child to understand and catch the sound. And now what is phonemic awareness? So it is the ability to tune into the individual sounds. Suppose I want to say the word cat, the most easiest word, which every child, every adult knows, cat. So how many sounds do you hear when I say the word cat? So basically what happens, we are recognizing the sounds. We are breaking the word into different small chunks. So can you just raise your fingers and show me how many sounds can you hear when I say cat? Yes, I can see Miss Priyanka. Thank you. I can see that Miss Ruchi. Very good. I can see most of you are almost raising. Few of you are raising thumb and two fingers. Others are raising little finger, something like this. But yes, three in all together. So that's wonderful. Now see what happens when we want our child to study, to read, to understand. We need to have some basic knowledge. That is phonemic awareness, the phonics, the fluency, how the child is able to read. Vocabulary definitely helps. The child should know different words, the understanding of those words, comprehension, and then of course, the embedded language and writing. So when I say comprehension, it definitely means that the child is not just reading, the child is able to comprehend as well. So that is a bit about phonics. It's a vast pool, and if you dive into that pool, you will feel that there is lots to learn. So this is just the basic. Now, when we teach the phonics to the child, so what happens? The child inculcates these 5 basic skills. First is learning the letter sounds. Usually, see, when there was no Jolly Phonics, we only knew 26 sounds, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, right? But with Jolly Phonics, we can definitely know more sounds because it's like 42 sounds. I would be sharing that chart very soon with you. Then again, after learning the letter sounds, it is important to understand the letter formation, how to represent that sound, with which letter, how to write. Fine. Then comes blending. Suppose I know how to write C, I know how to write A, I know how to write T, but I don't know how to write K, A, T. So blending is very important. Okay. Somebody is not on mute. Can I please request everyone to be on mute? Thank you so much. So the child learns to blend and identify sounds in the words. And the most important part is the tricky words, because there are few words which are very tricky. We call them sight words also. So for that, again, few words you can read phonetically, but few words, few letters are tricky. So we put a heart, okay, and we try to explain that to the child. Anyway, that's a very lengthy topic, like which can be discussed in details. So focusing on today's content, let me just come to the sound chart. So see, when we used to, I request everyone to kindly take a click of it or make a note of it, because it would be required during the workshop. Okay, so maybe you can just take a click, and if you already know that, then wonderful. So these are the different 42 sounds which have been divided into 7 different groups. These are the different letter sound order in which we study, we teach the Jolly Phonics. Now there is a magic about it, you know. Suppose let me just mute me, Shweta. Okay. So suppose if I am teaching the child A, B, C, D, E, F, okay, and if I am teaching these 6 sounds, then definitely with these combination, the child can make more words, okay. Suppose if I give you a small task that please write A, B, C, D, E, F and try to make 3-letter or 4-letter words out of it. I think you won't be able to make more than 10 or 12 words. But if we follow this pattern, then right with group 1, we can make so many words, around 30 words we can make by using these combination, like sat, tip, pin, sit. Can you write few of the words in the chat box which you think can be made using these 6 jumbled letters? So I give you some time, just think of few words and put the words in the chat box. Wonderful, I can see. So you can think and you can just assume that what difference will it make? Just by introducing 6 sounds, the child is able to read around 30 words. Okay, but when we do ABCD pattern, although it depends upon school only, so few schools do ABCD, ultimately the child learns. But this is the right pattern to teach. Because when you are teaching ABCDEF, the child will ultimately learn A to Z at anyhow. Like, the child will learn. But if you teach in this order, then definitely the reading fluency would be better and the literacy rate would be better because the child would be able to read with fluency. Okay. And now is the time to meet our vowels. So before I do that, can I ask everyone, how many vowels do we have? You can put it in the chat box. You can show me your fingers. You can. Okay. Very good. Yes, I can see that most of you are saying 5, but today I'm gonna surprise you by saying that it's not 5, sometimes it's 6 also. But yes, give me some time for that. Okay, I'm still receiving the words in the chat box. Great. Okay. So as I mentioned that I would be requiring few materials. So I hope you all are ready with a sheet. I hope so. So kindly, can you please bring your sheet and I just want to draw. I just want you to trace your hand on the sheet. I'm doing it here for you. So what do you have to do? Just keep your hand on the paper and trace your hand. I want everyone to actively participate in this. I'm just drawing it here. Okay, little finger, middle finger, tall finger. My hand is little small, so my hand looks like this only. Don't feel that it's the hand of a baby. Okay. So see, what happens, usually we say that we have 5 letters, okay, which are considered as vowels. And what are those? Those who know, they can write before me, okay?
Ma'am, A-E-I-O-U.
Yes, that's right, Miss Sharmin. That's A, E, I, O, and U. Perfect. So these are the 5 different vowels.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Excused?
Ma'am, I can't find my sheet. Mama has gone somewhere for physical classes and my papa has gone to take a break, so I can't find a sheet. So can I make on my book?
Yes, you can even use your whiteboard or your slate. Anything will do. Okay, baby? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So see, the best way to introduce the 5 vowels are just make a hand. Ask the... I'm sorry, I have to mute this little... Fine. Okay. So, but can someone tell me that out of 26 letters of the alphabet series, why only these letters are considered as vowel? Any idea? Why have we not taken letter B as a vowel? Why not letter C as a vowel? Why just A, E, I, O, U? You can unmute or maybe you can raise hand to give the reply if you know.
Because they change the sound of that consonants coming front or the back. I mean, the prefix or the suffix. They change the sound.
Okay.
A or E or I, depending on that only the words, the sound gets changed.
Okay. Anyone else who would like to add something to it? Okay. Fine. So I think, yes, Miss Lavesha.
Because these are the letters, they make two sounds. They have two different sounds.
Okay,
Long
one of
vowel
the
sounds
reply
and
was that they
short
change
vowel
the
sounds.
consonant sounds. One of the reply is that they make two sounds. Okay, yes, Miss Lavesha.
Ma'am, as the vowels as A, it has two sounds, but when it is sitting with the consonant, it changes the sound. As the name suggests A, it has another sound as A. So that is the reason maybe these are the letters which keep on changing their sounds. And suppose consonants like B, it is only one sound B. It never changes the sound when it mixed with the other letters.
Okay, so I consider your replies, but I would like to say here that these 5 letters are those letters which don't use your lips, which don't use your tongue, which don't use your teeth. Only these 5 letters. Suppose you are saying B, you are making use of your lips. Okay, you are saying K, K. Okay, again you are making use of your mouth. You are saying da 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 da. Okay, or you are saying anything, okay, any other letter except these 5. But if you say A, so in any way are you touching your teeth or your tongue is touching any of the palate? Nothing. And you say eh, eh, eh. Okay, you say e, e, e. Okay, you say o, 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 or you say uh. So this is the reason that these 5 letters are grouped as together. So usually what we do, we say that these 5 letters are the most favorite letters of the grand nanny, and grand nanny loves them more, so they are clubbed together. And with the help of these letters, we make new words. Because in English, like 95 words, 95% words, they cannot be made if you're not using vowels, right? But I said that we have 5 vowels, perfect, but sometimes we have one more vowel. And what is that vowel? Again,
Letter
something new?
Y.
Yeah, that's letter Y. And why so? I will just help you to understand this also. So I hope this is visible. Okay. So suppose I'm just writing day. Okay, I hope it is visible. Just let me know if I need to readjust it. Okay, day, say, way. So I'm not making the sound of year. I'm saying day, say, way. Okay, that is the I sound. Now, if I say a little big word, which is not just one syllable word, suppose I'm saying sunny, or I'm saying funny, or I'm saying Scooby. So what is happening here? It is making the sound of E. Fine. So sometimes letter Y makes the sound of I. Sometimes it makes the sound of E. So that is why we say that letter Y is also a vowel sometimes. Okay. And if beside these sounds, okay, can someone tell me the 5 sounds? A, E, I, O, U.
E. O.
A, E,
Newton tell you. Ma'am, A-E-I-O-U. A-E-I-O-U.
Very good, Noor. Thank you. Very good. Okay, but A, E, I, O, U are the letter names. They are not the sounds. Okay, Shania, you want to try? Okay, tell please.
A.
Okay,
A.
great. So see, very good, Adya. Wonderful. So it is E, E, O, A, E, O, A. So can you all just unmute and repeat with me? It says E, E, O, A, E, O, A, E, O, A, E, O, A, Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. It was wonderful. So these are the 5 different sounds. When you say A, E, I, O, U, these are the letter names, not the sounds. Okay. But again, when we are doing this A, E, I, O, U, I will come to long vowels also. This is not a part of Jolly Phonics, but I do this with my kids so that they remember these 5 vowels. So what I do, I will be coming to long vowel sounds and actions as well. But when we are doing these short vowels and they want to learn the letter names, so I have planned my own actions. I would like to share that with you. So I go like A, E, as if you are laughing, smiling, E, I, O, okay, and U. So this is something I do when we are not introducing long vowel sounds. So coming back to the slides. So let's make the vowels. A, eh, I, O, and sometimes Y. So these are the short vowel sounds. Like you say the word cat, bat, dog, cut, lid, lip. So they all are making the short sounds. But again, as we have, I hope you have saved this chart with you. I will just go back. So you can see here that we have A. Okay, so there are different actions for these, but they are considered as long vowels. Okay, like A, as if you have some pain in your ear. A, okay, then E, okay, I, O, U, fine. So these are the different actions when we do the long sounds. Sometimes Y, as I have explained, and these are the long vowels. Okay, so again you can say it says A, E, I, O, U, and it says A, Eh, I, O, and sometimes Y, yeah. Okay, so here I would just like to play a small game with you all, and I want everyone to turn on the camera, please. So see, what do you have to do? If you feel that the word has short vowel sound, you need to clap. But if it's a long vowel, then you have to freeze your arms like this. Okay, if it's a short vowel, clap. If it's a long, Mr. Lotto, I would like you to also play this game with me, please. Mr. Lotto, am I audible? You are on mute.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so I would
Okay.
like you to also play this game with me. So if it's a
Okay.
short vowel word, you have to clap, but if it's a long vowel word, you have to keep your arms like this. You have to freeze. Okay, so everyone be ready and we are going to play this game. I say the word cat. Very good. I say the word bat. B-A. Very good. Okay, I say the word fame. A sound, fame.
Wrong.
No. Okay, I say the word play. Okay, I say the word kit. Kit. Very good. I say the word sip. Sip. I say the word pipe. I, the long sound. Okay. Then I say the word say time. I say the word cut. Very good. I say the word cute. U sound. Very good. I say the word luke. Lukewarm water, right? Luke again. Wonderful. So you have understood the difference between the short sound and the long sound. Great. Thank you. So this is how you can practice with the child also. Mom, would you like to add something here?
Yeah, it's fundamental that we get the short vowels learned really well first. That children are doing a lot of blending and segmenting with the short vowel sounds, using the robot arm so that they get the sequence of the letters correct. Because when we move on to digraphs, which are two letters making one sound, we need to make sure that they have the short vowel sounds really well before we move on to the digraphs. Because the long vowel sounds, we start with one combination and then it amplifies to more. So it's a spiral of continually amplifying the children's knowledge. And again, try and look at spelling patterns. It's easy for children to understand the rules if they can see the rules. For example, when we have the A long vowel sound, there's very, very few words in English that end in I. And if they end in I, they're not English words, like ski or muesli. So that's a good rule to remember. And generally, AY, the A sound like AY, tends to be at the end of the word. That's not a rule, but it's one we start with. Because if you see the word crayon, it's in the middle, but we show lots of patterns. The one thing, the biggest challenge in teaching synthetic phonics is we have to keep repeating. So you as a parent or a teacher have to look for interesting ways to move forward and also revise. But certainly getting the short vowel sounds done correctly so they're not confusing an I sound with an A sound is very important, because when we move to the silent E or magic E, they need to know how to manipulate a word like cap to cape, not to note. What's another one? Pin to pine, using the examples you gave. So I can't emphasize enough, we don't get that right. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I
But
would be coming to spelling rules. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So, just a second, what happened to the view? Fine. Okay, so here we were talking about the short vowel sounds and the long vowel sounds. So definitely we would be understanding the magic E and few more spelling rules so that you also get to know that. Fine. So after this, we would like to show you some teaching aids and some resources which we can make even at home, so that, like, there are so many resources available online also. You can definitely go for them. But sometimes, as parents, you don't want to buy them, or maybe you just want to use your waste products, the empty clay boxes or the popsicle sticks. So let's see how can we use those resources. So here I would like to take help of my friend Miss Ruchi. Okay, so Ruchi ma'am, you need to unmute yourself as well.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, hi, good evening. So let's start. The first teaching aid is, we call it the pocket chart. Okay, so how can you use it? Suppose we are picking the, you can see that there are 4 pockets designed on this simple chart. You can make more pockets. It can be a bigger display as per your classroom size, or as per your room size, or as per the level which your child is at. Suppose you have introduced 4 families and you want to ask the child, see, all these activities can be done once you have introduced the sounds. Okay, once the child knows how to do blending, because today we are focusing on how to decode the short vowel sounds, and this activity can be done once the child is ready with the has the prior knowledge of all the sounds. Okay, now suppose the child takes out the stick, the popsicle stick, which has BAT written on it. So can you tell me where this stick should go? Find out. It says B, A, T.
Pocket of
Okay.
80.
Yes, very good. So ma'am, can you please put it there in the at pocket? So again, suppose I'm showing cat. K, you can always do the action for the child. This is K, castanets, right? K, A. Suppose I don't want to speak the sounds. I just want to do the actions. Okay, cat. So it will go in the at pocket. Now the next one is lad. So when you are showing the picture also, the child understands and the child can recognize and child can relate it with the spelling. Very good. Thank you. So that's how we can put it in different pockets. Can we move to the next one? Okay, then this is the word slider. So what you can do, you can see that you can make it for any vowel family. We have done it for E vowel family basically. Suppose the first, the beginning sound, you can always tell the child that this has 3 sounds. In fact, the child can also ask. So you can ask the child to open the fingers. How many sounds can you hear when I say E, T? Okay. E, T, T. Okay, and then the child can blend them. E, T, E, T, fit. Okay, so please scroll it. Yeah. Now again, like you can see, it says k, it, kit. So that's how you can make one of the teaching aid at home. Lit. E, T, pit. So that's how you can make it for any type of a family. I hope we are ready with the next. Okay, so this is very interesting, one of my favorite also. So when you have empty clay boxes, okay, you can use it. So what happens, suppose there are 3 empty boxes. It's like a pillar. You can even do it with blocks. You can ask the child to make a pillar. The middle empty box should have the vowel sound. Okay, now suppose here we have written on the top empty box different beginning sounds. Okay, it reads as b, n, ban. Okay, Preeti. Preeti, can you unmute and please try to read it? Fun. Very good. Fun. Very good. Yaya, can you try to read it? Okay, I think let me call Yvonne, would you like to read it? What is this word? How do we read it?
No. Read kara. Ma'am, I'm done.
Gun. Very good. No. Gun. Very good. Gun. Wonderful. So see, now this is none, and in the same way we can keep adding and we can help the kids to read and to enhance their reading.
Excuse
Now
me,
for the
ma'am.
next, yes, please.
Ma'am, for this you showed us the U vowel 3-letter word, right?
Yes.
So in the same, how can we make, because for every crayon box we have to make different 3 boxes like this, or that
No.
all 3 set can be used for all the vowels?
See, depends on the middle box. Ma'am, can you show it again? On the middle box, you please
Yeah.
rotate it.
Oh.
So can you see?
Okay.
Yes.
All the vowels can be used on this.
All the vowels can be used, and then you can
Okay.
try to, make different CVC words. Now for the next activity, I want each one of you to write few CVC words because it's a color based activity. Please think of 3 or 4 words which have a sound in the middle, a, few words which have e, I, O, A. So for every vowel sound, please write 4 to 5 words. It can be any family. Very nice. I'm loving the participation. Thank you so much, all the participants. So you can pick any word, any family, add, it, egg. So take 1 minute time and try to write at least 10 to 15 words. Okay, here we will try to do just CVC words, the short sound words. Because when we say pain, rain, we are not saying a, we are saying a. So that becomes a long sound. Once you are done, just give me a thumbs up so that we can start playing this activity with you, and you also, get an idea when to start with Vowels family. I will soon share that as well. Thanks for raising this question. Okay, so let's start. Now, what is this game? Miss Ruchi would be rolling a dice. Okay. Am I audible? Everyone seems to be freezed. Am I audible? Everyone seems to be freezed to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So can you please show the dice once, Ruchi ma'am? So you can see that it's a dice. Please just rotate it. So you can see that we have selected different color for every vowel. Now what do you have to do? Just keep the crayons with you. I told you in advance that you need to have crayons or sketch pen with you. So suppose we are rolling the dice. Please roll. Now what comes? Letter O. So you have to put a circle using pink sketch pen, or you can scribble pink crayon on all the words which have O as the center sound, the middle sound. Okay, so can you just roll it once again? Oh, it says eh. So that way you can practice, you can give practice to your kids. You can follow this in your classrooms. Sometimes we even, make few words in the form of hopscotch, and we make drawing on the floor. So kids just hop and they reach to the right sound. Thank you so much, ma'am. So let me just have a look on your sheet, like how did you make it, and what all words could you find, could you color? Thank you. Okay, now I too would like to show you something. See, this is again, you can make a dice like this. So you can write different families. Here, instead of writing the vowel, you are writing the families, and one side would be empty. So you can also write roll again. It would be fun for the kids when they see roll again and they get another chance to roll the dice. Fine. Then one of this is the sight word wheel. You can make the sight word wheel and the child can read. Then this is again, I have made using an empty clay box, the Play-Doh box of my daughter. So this is the abacus of phonics. Okay. So you can see that I have 3 beads here, 3 different beads. If I ask my child to write, say fat, a, t. So that's how the child can set the beads and we can help the child to read the words. One or two more I would like to share here, which you can definitely use in your classrooms.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Excuse,
Can you
please.
just help little bit, like how did you make this, as in the beads one you have stuck it? Can you just show it again?
Yeah, sure. So I just took an empty box. I pasted one A4 sheet on it. Then
Okay.
I, pasted these woolen threads.
String. Okay.
Okay. And before pasting them, I inserted the bead. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Ma'am, please show again the dice activity which you have shown before.
Let me just see. I showed you this. So this you can do with the help of families. You can pick any family, then roll again, miss a turn, and you can, keep rolling the dice. right? And this is
Thank you.
welcome. This is based on, you know, woolen thread, so you can use anything, any thin thread, something. Okay. So this is how you can do. Then another activity which is not like, you know, which is easily, which you can easily make at home. So it says this, suppose I'm saying caught. So at the same time, the child is seeing the picture. Now again, if I say I'm saying, okay. So this is like I've made a small booklet of it, and on one side there's initial sound, in middle there is the family, and then here the drawing. Okay, so that's how also you can make. You can give practice to your kids. Like again, if I just show this, I'm just showing this, and my child is supposed to guess what can it be. What would be the beginning sound? So here you can write pot. Right? Okay, thank you. So if any of you,
Ma'am,
just
I
like
have a
to
quick
say,
question. Sorry.
the activities that you're doing are really good, because we need to have multi-sensory and kinesthetic activities for the children to recall, because not all children learn in the same way. You know, we have
yes,
emerging learning styles, and some children are better with sight, some with sound, and some with hands. So these type of activities are really good for the children who like using their hands, and more children, especially since the pandemic, are all tactile learners, all want to be
yes,
doing something with their hands. So these are really important, as simple as they are, as effective as they are, but the children are remembering because they are doing. And I just want to show you something, because I've got a training session tomorrow. These are just, this is a big fan. The word fans, you know, the
yeah,
fans with the, and the good thing is about having the vowels in the different colors, so the children can, you know, move around. Here we are. The whole physical response. Oh, I've got it the wrong way around. There we are. A simple fan on a bit of string, on a little bit of string. But what we know, as we can see, which is brilliant, even children in primary need to have this reinforcement. It's not only young learners, it's also children in primary, because we all learn at different rates. But having these activities that can be made from recycled materials, brilliant idea with the pots and the shifting of the, you know, the short vowels, are worth doing, because they will remember. The foundation is there. So well done. That's fantastic.
thank you. Thank you so much. In fact, we also believe that, yes, like as you mentioned, that multi-sensory approach. So once the kids touch, they do hands-on activities, they touch, their senses work in a better way. And that way they can not just remember, but it gets stored for, like, you know, for lifelong. And
Yeah.
yes, it's not just for 3 year or 4 years kids. So when the child is of 5 years, 6 years, then definitely this is the base. Yes, and ma'am, thank you so much for showing those lovely, lovely pants.
It's just, I have it here. I find it. But again,
Yeah,
you don't have to buy a lot of resources. You can make your own resources from cereal boxes, from recycled materials, and get your children to do it with you. They're developing their fine motor skills, their hand-eye coordination, they're practicing the letters, so they can help you make these resources even better.
yes, definitely. So these activities enhance your fine motor skills, no doubt, as ma'am has already mentioned that. Okay, so moving further,
I just have a quick question, ma'am. If you,
yes,
yeah,
yes, yes,
because
please.
this is pertaining to this particular topic. So why do
Yes.
we have to always teach the VC words? Like VC words, add, ab, right? Why can't it be a CV word?
It can be like, you know, suppose you can even say k and n. K
Huh.
and can be together, and then you can add the last sound. So
So
that
which
way
one would be
also you can
easier?
do.
Because what happens is when you teach at, there are some children, like I work with special kids. So at, and then when you add a k, they are not like, they read at and then k. because for them, this is the first thing that we have taught, right? Add or am. So they are not understanding like something is coming before this and then I have to merge it. So
Ma'am, I think I will say that for that, the mapping concept will also help. And then you need to make the child understand that we always read from left to right. But
yeah,
yes, if we want to say that K and A should come first and then the third member came and then the third member joined. Moreover, you know, it gets easy when you introduce at as a family and you say that new members are being added. Introduce
okay.
at as a family. Suppose my name is Goyal. Okay, I say that my name is Goyal. Now I have family members, and the first name keeps changing. Now Neha Goyal, like Kavya Goyal. So that way. So in the same way, maybe you can say rest ma'am can give us a better insight.
Yeah, it might be good for your personal investigation, Uma, to have a look at onsets and rhymes. Onsets and rhymes, how they work together. Are you familiar with onsets and rhymes?
Yeah, onset and rhymes.
Okay,
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
look at that. Now, I've done a lot of work with special educational children, and I know exactly what you mean, is that they have these 2-letter blends that they keep looking at, and then suddenly something comes in the front which doesn't seem right to them. They can't process that.
Yes.
So my advice is to start with the 2-letter blends at the beginning. Now, in Spanish, the children do this like, say like we're doing the vowel b, a. They'll do the reverse. They'll do ba, pa, ta, pa. And we've almost reversed it. And then it seems logical to add a letter at the end.
Yes.
But what I'll do is I'll share with you my email to give you some advice on this. But I do understand it's the cognitive processing that interferes with the blending.
Very
so
true.
you're right there.
So it's okay to do a blend of CV and then add a C. I mean, it's okay. It's
yeah. And I know that sounds a little irregular to some people listening, but from your perspective or from working with this view, it's easier to redo to do it that way than to spend so much time in trying to invent the wheel. Let's go with what the children can understand.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thanks
so
for
I'll leave you my at the end. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So I hope that we have covered ample of activities which you can make even at home, and we can enhance the reading at least of CBC words. Now, like I just mentioned the term mapping. So I would like to talk something about that as well. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so before that, like I got a question in the chat box also, that is there any order to teach reading using phonics? So I would just like to spend few minutes here also. So now the first step is the pre-reading skills, then letter names and sounds, and then the beginning sounds. This is how you can start. First, the child should know the letter names, the letter sounds, what can be the beginning sound. Once you have okay. Then after that, you can go to step 2, which is begin to sound out the words. Here at this level, when the child knows all the letter sounds, then you can introduce blending, and then you can go with short A, E, I, O, U words. And then at last, definitely mixed vowel CBC words. Then after that also, this is like these are like levels, how you can introduce this. Then you can introduce beginning blends, then ending blends, consonant digraphs, spelling rules. So when we talk of blends, it means there are 2 letters which come together, but both the letter sounds are audible. Okay, suppose I say blue. Okay, then you can hear b also and l also. Then ending blends are also there, like ng, ng. Then consonant digraphs. So digraph is something where you have 2 different letters coming together, but they make a new sound. Like letter C and letter H. Okay, they come together, but they make the sound ch. Similarly, letter S and letter H, they come together, but they don't say s and hu. They say sh. And then some spelling rules, which we would be covering in a short while. Then step 4 is you start on vowel patterns. Like you have R control vowels, you have vowel patterns, diphthongs. Okay, and there are so many other patterns. So this is how you can move. This is how you can plan your curriculum, and you can introduce the concepts